There are moments in your life now that feel strangely bigger than the situation in front of you. A delayed reply that feels like abandonment. A raised voice that sends your heart racing far beyond what was said. A small compliment that makes you want to cry. Sometimes your present is echoing your first stories of love and fear. Welcome back to the Infinite Return. This episode is called Echoes of the First Story. It's about how our earliest experiences with care, distance, conflict, and comfort keep returning in adult life, and how noticing those echoes can open a little more choice inside our patterns. Long before you could explain it, you were already learning what love feels like. Not from books or films, but from how people were with you. Did comfort arrive quickly, or only if you didn't cry too much? Were your feelings taken seriously, or gently mocked or ignored? Did you feel like a joy, a burden, an afterthought, a project? Your nervous system stored these impressions as a kind of template. This is what closeness is. This is what happens when I need something. You didn't choose the template. You simply absorbed it the way you absorbed your first language. Imagine a child who feels things intensely. When they're excited, they talk fast, jump, wave their hands. When they're hurt, they cry loudly, seeking comfort. The adults around them are tired, overwhelmed, or unprepared for this intensity. They say things like, "Stop overreacting. Why are you always so dramatic? Go to your room and calm down." The child slowly learns, "My feelings are too much. Love comes with a condition. Don't be so big." Years later, this child is an adult in a relationship. When they feel upset, they swallow it. When they feel joy, they tone it down. They apologize for basic needs, say, "Sorry, this is stupid," before sharing something vulnerable. If someone pulls away a little, panic flares up, disproportionate to the moment. The echo of that first story is still vibrating. If I show up fully, I will be too much and I'll be left. Think of a recent moment when your reaction surprised even you. Maybe you shut down very quickly, became very anxious, over apologized, or felt a rush of anger that lingered long after the event. Hold one scene gently in your mind. Now ask yourself, as honestly as you can, what does this feeling remind me of from much earlier in my life? Not in detail, just in flavor. Does it feel like being scolded as a child? Like waiting for someone who always came late? Like being invisible in a room where everyone else seemed more important? You might not get a clear answer. That's okay. The question itself starts to separate the present day situation from the older echo inside it. You can't rewrite your first story. What happened, happened. But you can begin to add new lines when the old script shows up. For example, if you notice yourself thinking, "They haven't replied, of course I don't matter," you might gently add, "This thought is old. It makes sense I feel this way. But maybe there are other possibilities too." This isn't about pretending the present is perfect. Some people really are careless. Some situations really are unkind. But by recognizing when the echo is louder than the moment, you get a slightly clearer view. What belongs to now and what belongs to then. Here's a simple practice to carry with you this week. When you notice a strong reaction, anxiety, anger, shame, or sudden distance, try using a quiet three-part sentence. 1. Right now, I'm feeling. Name the emotion as simply as you can. 2. This reminds me of when, if anything comes to mind, even vaguely. 3. But today, the situation is. Describe briefly what is actually happening now. For example, right now, I'm feeling panicked. This reminds me of when my messages were ignored on purpose. But today, they might just be busy at work. Right now, I'm feeling very small. This reminds me of being criticized at the dinner table. But today, this feedback is about one project, not my whole worth. Thank you for listening to Echoes of the First Story, Episode 2, The Infinite Return. The patterns you find yourself in now did not start here. They are often rooted in rooms and years you barely remember, in tones of voice and small moments when you first learned what to expect from other hearts. You cannot go back and give your younger self a different childhood, but you can stand beside them now inside you and say, "I see why this feels so big. You're not wrong to feel it, and we're allowed to learn a new way, slowly. In our next episode, we'll look at the comfort of the known pain, why letting go of old patterns can feel scarier than staying in them, and how to approach change in ways your nervous system can actually tolerate. Until then, maybe ask yourself once or twice, when I overreact, whose voice from the past is echoing here? And what would I like to say back now?